Yo, Counter Attack Podcast with myself, Daps. Guys, keep liking, subscribing, sharing, all of that good stuff. I told you the videos are coming back more frequently now. Someone said to me, Daps, I missed the interviews with the players, man. And I'm just like, yeah, they're coming back. It's just about schedules and time. But a bit of that personal news. Obviously, a lot of people don't know that outside of this, I actually work a 9 to 5. But I've stopped that now. So now there's no excuse for me to not be available. Do you get what I'm saying? So big up everybody for their support. I'm going to need it more than ever now. But obviously, I can't expect you guys to support if I'm not doing my bit. So yeah, we move. But yeah, as you can see, I'm wearing my Nigeria top today. I'm recording this a couple hours after going to the Unity Cup football match final, the Unity Cup final. And what I will say about that final is that it was just a really, really good day out. You know, Nigeria versus Jamaica, which just means you're bringing out a whole heap of black people from London. And it was just so good to see. You know, you get people who obviously want to just watch their countries play football and they might never, ordinarily, they might not be able to see their countries play football because obviously you've got to travel to go see them. And then you get the people who maybe aren't into football, but they're into the event, you know, in terms of the music, you know, the food and, you know, just the vibe. And even you could see the stewards just almost amazed at the crowd. Do you know what I mean? In terms of the dancing and how vibey we were, man. And it was just a really, really good day out, man. So big up the Unity Cup for that. And I don't know how soon they're hoping to bring it back, but hopefully, you know, they bring it back soon because it was a really, really nice game. A nice family day out, man. On to the actual game, though. You know, obviously Nigeria were missing quite a few of their, you know, main players, let me say. So, you know, just off the top of my head, Osimhen weren't playing. William Truesdale Kong wasn't playing. Olaina, Victor Iwobi, Calvin Bassey. Who else am I missing? I don't know. Victor Boniface wasn't there. There's just a bunch of players that weren't playing, and you know, Jamaica probably had a couple players that weren't playing as well. But the game did not go how I expected it to go. I expected Nigeria to comfortably win that game, and they didn't. Do you get what I'm saying? And you know, there's something about, it's hard to critique this team because next time I'm around them, they'll be looking at me sideways. But you know, Nigeria, they do this thing where it's almost like they play within themselves. And I always say that with this current crop of Nigerian players, not many teams should be able to live with them. Do you get what I'm saying? And no disrespect to Jamaica, but Jamaica shouldn't be able to be drawing with Nigeria. Granted, this Nigeria team with a bunch of players missing, you know, they stood a better chance of doing that. And to be fair, they made a game of it. You know what I mean? Nigeria got the early go in, but I just feel like complacency just crept in. And, you know, at times it came across like it was too easy and Nigeria were a bit too relaxed. And Jamaica fully took advantage of those moments, man. So, you know, Chukwuemezi, listen, Chukwuemezi, this is one of in terms of for Nigeria, this was one of his better games I've seen. And I think it's more so to do with the fact that the end product was there always, because we know he's got the jinky stuff, but a lot of the time I feel like the end product isn't always there. Whereas today he was a threat throughout. So I had people messaging my phone saying, "Who's that number 11? Who's that number 11?" And you know, he got a goal, the one that made it 2-1, and it was thoroughly deserved. And I want to see more of that version of him. Do you get what I'm saying? I think a lot of the time he plays within himself when he plays for Nigeria, and it's good to see him just be let loose, and just the reins were just totally off with him, and he had a very, very good game, and you know, big him up. I felt like for Jamaica, Casey Palmer, man, listen, for years I've been saying Casey Palmer has been or is a top player, man, and today for Jamaica, a lot of people wouldn't have given Jamaica a chance today, and especially coming up against Wilfred Ndidi and Frank Onyeka in that midfield. Like, he really did just stand out today. Like, he was getting on the ball, trying to make things happen, never hiding, always trying to just drive the team. And I felt like he just deserved an honourable mention today. Do you get what I'm saying? And yeah, but like I said, it was a good game. First half, there weren't really much to pick from it. And second half, Nigeria, you could see Nigeria really started to press, and Jamaica had to like try hit them on the counter attack. Shout out counter attack. But who do I want to big up? There's a player, the left back. He's a new left back, but he played well, man. 1 second. Let me get what his name was. Ooh. Agu. So yeah. So number 21, the left back, Agu for Nigeria. This was the first time I've seen him play. And I'm not gonna act like I know much about him, because I really don't. But from what I could see today, I honestly think that he's going to, he's going to get more game time. I think, he's going to get more call-ups, definitely. And yeah, he just played really, really well. He very rarely lost the ball. Anytime he had to defend, he defended well and did his job. So yeah, like I liked it. I liked it a lot, man. And yeah, it was just a good game. Very, very good game. Very, very good event. And yeah, like I said, more to come, hopefully. Champions League final now. Listen, PSG were my favourites going into this game. I think PSG were most people's favourites, and PSG were the team that most people would have wanted to win this game. Champions League final, and if I'm being honest, I've not seen a more one-sided final than that. I don't even know, 5-0, and it's not like a lucky 5-0. Like, literally, I think by 20 minutes, Inter had 5 shots on target. I mean, not Inter, sorry. PSG had 5 shots on target. Yeah, you could not get any more one-sided than this final was today. And I think, a lot of people are going to talk about Doué and Dembele, but I really want to highlight Vitinha today. Vitinha's a proper player. And, I've already seen on social media and, with the TV coverage that, why can't England produce those players and whatnot? But the thing is, England, I don't feel like appreciate players like that. Obviously he was at Wolves. People mentioned him when he was at Wolves when he was like 11 years old. Obviously he wasn't 11 years old. But, I think when you get players like Vitinha, a lot of managers, I believe, in England as well, they won't give him the room needed to grow and express themselves. I feel like the reason why Vitinha is so good for PSG is because he plays in a way which is comfortable. He plays his game. He's not told to go and be another type of player. The system is set up where every player in that lineup plays their game. And because Vitinha is allowed to play his game, you can just see just how good of a player he is. Whereas in another team, in another system where he's asked to do a different kind of role. And I feel like it's only like the Premier League that players are told, like if they're one kind of player, they're told that they have to be this next kind of player. But you buy them seeing them as a type of player, but then you go and say, oh no, when you're in this team, I want you to play like this though. Whereas he's gone to PSG, and the manager has just said, nah, play your game. We've got other people in that midfield that can do other jobs. Do you know what I mean? We've got Fabian Ruiz. Do you know what I'm saying? Like who won't get the plaudits, but he does a lot of grunt work. He does a lot of dirty work. And yeah, it just allows for players like Vitinha to just go on, do their thing, and just perform in a very big way. And he bossed that midfield today. Absolutely bossed it. I can't even remember Inter even getting anywhere near him. I think he lost the ball once in the second half. But yeah, really, really good player. Now, what I will say about the attackers now, again, I mentioned how PSG play in a way where it allows the players to utilize their best attributes. Do you get what I'm saying? when you got Dembele, you got Doué, you got Kvaratskhelia, I can never say his name. When you got those players, let them be free. Don't ask them to play rigid football. Like, allow them to express themselves and be fluid and interchange, and you're going to get the best out of them. And no defenders want to play against that. None of them. And on top of that, JJ Okocha said after the game how their individual brilliance helped the team perform. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you've got players who individually have moments where they can just change the game. But even though they've got their individual brilliance, it's all part of a well-worked system that allows them to do those things. And PSG, man, honestly, Doué, and then Barcola comes up. Barcola should have scored, and that would have been some goal where he sat down. I think it was at Cherby. He sat him down and then missed the target. But then, listen, and even you got Marquinhos, who I'm happy for him. You can see what it meant. You can see what it meant for Marquinhos as well, man. He's seen so many people come and go in that team, and he's remained, and now he's reaped the rewards for it. Do you get what I'm saying? And Hakimi, they've been the best. They've been the best team. They've been the best team in this league. I mean, in Champions League this year, man, and they thoroughly deserved it. Inter, if I'm being honest as well, they stank out the place today. I think on 60 minutes they kind of just, once it went 2-0, whenever that was, yeah, the game was done. Like they threw their not 2-0, 3-0. Sorry, once it went 3-0, Inter, I feel, just capitulated, kind of gave up, and it was wearing. Yeah, they'd been worn down. I think it was one step too far. They didn't have the answers. They started to get a bit bitty with the challenges, and it was a perfect game from PSG, man. So, they are the champions. First time they've won it. It's been a long time coming. With all of the stars that they've had, and they've never been able to win it. For them to win it with a good team, not just about having the one individual world-class player, the two individual world-class players, but a team with players that can hurt you in every area. Vitinha, Neves, and Fabian Ruiz. You will struggle to find a midfield that can cope with that, because individually they're so good, but as a team, their individual assets just works. The same for attack. Listen, they're going to be a tough team to beat. Absolutely going to be a tough team to beat, man. So credit to them, they win it, and that's that. One more thing from me though. Liverpool are doing business early. They've brought in Jeremy Frimpong, and it's looking like Florian Wirtz is coming in very soon. Right. Frimpong, I understand it. And as much as people, and he's a good signing, but you see what, this is the thing. I saw someone say that Jeremy Frimpong is going to get you 10 goals from right back. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not here to say how many goals he's going to get or whatnot. He's a good signing. But I feel like a lot of people are hyping him up a bit more just to also talk down on Trent. Jeremy Frimpong is a very good player. Very good buy, 100%. But let's not act like, you see what Trent gives you, yeah, in terms of match-winning moments, whether that be a goal, whether that be a pass, whether it be a cross, like, you're going to miss that. So can we just stop acting like, Frimpong is a bit of an upgrade, because he's not, but he's a good buy. Do you get what I'm saying? So, that one there is good. Now, Wirtz is the one I want to talk about. Florian Wirtz. So if he comes in, it's a good buy. I said a while back, and apologies if I'm repeating myself. I said a while back when I went to go and watch him last month, I think, that I didn't feel like he was ready for a top team, in like top 4 team in England. I didn't feel like he was ready. I felt like he needed a season somewhere, or an extra season just to become ready. Obviously, Liverpool have bought him now, so what do I know? But the price tag I'm hearing this over 100 mil. Now, the thing about that price tag is that it's going to absolutely kill him. I reckon, because, well, unless he hits the ground running and does an absolute madness, because I still feel like he's going to need maybe a year to settle in. You're going to see glimpses of what he can do, but I feel like we're not, you know, just like every other player that comes in, he needs that settling in period. But because of the price tag, people aren't going to allow that. We've seen it with Declan Rice, we've seen it with Casado. Like, Wirtz ain't going to be no different. So, you know, I was speaking to a friend of mine. He reckons because of the way Liverpool play, it's tailor-made for Wirtz and he'll be cool. And, you know, let's hope so. But with that price tag, you know, people's patience ain't going to be so long, let me say. So if he does come, you know, give him the time to settle in, man. And if he, you know, if he doesn't, then, you know, that price tag, people will mention that quite a bit. But yeah, that's it for me. Let me know what you guys think. And but yeah, from me today, I'm out.